Lords, for cricketers all over the world, headquarters, representative of the best. Representative, despite its modern mob scenes, of the game's peak, but not really of its roots, for cricket's roots are in the country. Through the centuries, times have changed, and today, through the Haig National Village Championship, even country cricketers can play at Lords. But only a few do that, and those who don't remain the grassroots of cricket. So come to the country, to the Cotswolds, 100 miles west of Lords and London, and to two nearby villages. First, the Slaughters, Sunday, May the 8th.
Service next Sunday will be evensong at 6 o'clock. Now, may we wish all good fortune to our village cricket team in their match next Sunday against Dumbleton.
Now, Dumbleton. Same day, same time.
You may be interested to know that in the next round of the Haig Cup, Dumbleton plays the Slaughters, and we wish them well.
Two communities a dozen miles apart in the heart of England, drawn together in the Haig Championship. An evocative pairing. Dumbleton versus the Slaughters at Dairy Lane. For both, this week, feelings will run high and fingers will be crossed. The next day, Monday, and you can sense the character of the rival villages. The Slaughters, Upper and Lower Slaughter, are picture postcard villages, all sparkling water and Cotswold stone. The tourists flock through, but being largely foreign and therefore ignorant of our eccentricities, they miss the cricket ground, hiding behind the houses. The Slaughters are a traditional local team. Butcher and baker and candlestick maker. The butcher's Richard Austin. How could you have a team called the Slaughters without the butcher? The baker, Martin Collett, a bowler and tail-end bat. And the candlestick maker, Paul Lockie, restorer of antiques and a destroyer of bowling. The captain, Ray Mosson, works in a TV shop. Gerald Hathaway, the number 3 batsman newsagent, drives a mobile store. And Andy Poole, the wicket-keeper and opening bat, does, well, precious little it seems, not in the summer anyway. They might dispute it. For him, winter's for working and summer's for cricket. Dumbleton's an attractive village, unspoiled, uncluttered by tourists, basically farming land in the shade of Dumbleton Hill. The cricket ground's concealed from the main road behind a farm up Dairy Lane, and this, next Sunday, will be the battleground. The Pavilion, a proud edifice this, bought from a neighbouring club in 1900, and it was second-hand then. And while Dumbleton, strangely, has no pub, the cricket club would make one almost redundant. Which leads me to mention, if you'll pardon it, the Gents. Connoisseurs reckon it boasts the finest view from any convenience in the land. The trimmings and trappings of village cricket, of course, are to the players not eccentricity but religion. Which reminds me, Vicar Giles is a player himself. Safeish bat, if a bit slow. This is farming country, and Dennis Baker, the opening bowler, is a farmer. But times and manners change, and Chris Hawkins, the all-rounder, is a barman at a golf club. John Evans, a middle-order batsman, is a school teacher. Josh Allen, a promising bowler, is a schoolboy. And for both villages, Tuesday's selection night. Presiding at Dumbleton, the captain, Alec Hopkins.
Will anybody play very well Saturday, Bob? Not really. We're very good hiding.
None of your stuffy formalities. Dumbleton selecting their kitchen within easy reach of the bar. The Slaughters while rebuilding their pavilion, formerly a wooden hut.
You know, so someone's going to be unfortunate.
The problems aren't merely of technique and temperament, but of jobs. Vicar Giles of Dumbleton's been showing good form, but then Sundays are a busy day for vicars.
He played well last Saturday, though, didn't he? He had a good game. Even if it wasn't for church.
But the policy's usually the same. First write down the definites.
Yourself, right? Yeah, okay. Myself? Yeah.
Charity, you see, tends to begin at home. Put your own names down, then you have a clear mind to think about the others.
You've got him in, you've got him in.
Well, you got...
Oh, drinking. What about drinking? Are we going to put him in?
Yeah, not too much.
These are the inner corridors of power, making decisions that may wreck careers and transform devoted husbands into wife-beaters and lost souls.
Was his wife going to let him play?
Mind you, if you want an excuse for losing, there's one as old as cricket itself. Blame the umpires.
Well, it'd be nice to have with neutral umpires because we lost the game twice on umpiring in the past, haven't we?
Yeah.
It's our umpires, isn't it? You can't rely on them.
So we'll ask our team to get some...
Our own umpire couldn't count up to 6 last week.
And eventually it's all decided.
A. Hopkins captain, K. Mitchell, C. Hawkins, D. Watcott, D. Chandler.
And now the committee face their critics.
I suppose Greggy'd have been in if he hadn't signed this contract.
Life may now proceed for the rest of the week. The match will be discussed everywhere, from country pub to village fete. Village life does go on, but it's never been the same since some humourless souls invented railways and motor cars, and others began patronising and sentimentalising about it. And the same goes for its cricket. These days you don't often see fast-bowling blacksmiths in braces, nor slugger farmers with binder cord round their trousers. Take Dumbleton. Until recently, Dumbleton were a team of farmers, like Albie Slatter, now 64. But now Baker and Albie's son Jeff are the only farmers. And the pitches are truer, and the cricket more textbook than cowshot. And some players are like Drinky. David Drinkwater, the man Dumbleton nearly dropped, a decision surely mischievous which could have caused our peasants revolt. Drinky's a trendy, a pillar of the county club, commuting to business in the nearest big wicked city. Well, Redditch, actually. Yet, times have changed. The fete just up the road from Dumbleton seems almost an anachronism, a quaint once-a-year caricature. But cricket, village cricket, goes on every Saturday and Sunday, and indeed midweek too, because while your blasé town club cricketer's trapped in the rat race, your village player has his priorities right by established tradition. And commuters are not. They're very much part of village life. Wherever there's something on, the cricketers are there too. The characters, the social swingers.
What do you reckon?
Well, they're a bit out of my territory, the Slaughters.
Like Chris Hawkins, the barman.
Well, that's right, yeah. Yeah, and we got Dennis Baker, who's a bit useful. And then there's this lad. Have you seen this lad, John Evans, have you?
No.
He's been with us, what, 2 or 3 years now. He's a schoolmaster over at Winchcombe, you know.
Yeah.
Talking this week and every week about players, prospects and opponents, for news of the Slaughters' deeds travels fast and grows in the process as it comes down the grapevine.
The chap that really is the danger, I suppose, as far as we're concerned, is this chap Andy Poole.
Yeah, but doesn't he take a while to get his runs, though?
Well, no, he doesn't. He gets on with it.
This week, the obsession affects supporters as well as players, among them the vicar of the Slaughters.
They've got to get them all on, haven't they?
Yeah. Batsmen here aren't bad, but they've always been pretty good.
The match involves everyone.
What have they got? They got Andy Poole and this other lad, and Richard the butcher, who does a bit, but may come off and he may not.
In the Coach and Horses near the Slaughters.
Nice catches to get put down, that's what we've got to snap up.
Down on the Dumbleton farms and up at the Slaughters bakery.
Steady ball inside, steady bat inside, batting right through to number 11. We shouldn't do too bad.
In Cotswold Spinneys and Woods.
should make a good game.
Oh, I hope it'll keep fine.
Yeah.
Where Butcher Austin of the Slaughters goes shooting. Indeed, everywhere. What absorbs the cricketers, you see, has nothing to do with the sentimental aspects of village life. It's the question of winning or losing.
You haven't got the bowler.
We got the bowlers.
You got no bowlers at all.
How often does a side come to Dumbleton and get 200 runs against it? That's absolutely rubbish.
And so it's Sunday, May the 15th, the day of the match.
Now, the fence along here, and all along there, and on the top of the pavilion is 6. On the top of the pavilion for 6. Yeah. All right, not hit against the boards. Yeah. That's 4.
On top, yeah.
Over the top 6. Into the boundary for 4. Right,
We'll go. Heads it is.
Heads or tail. Well, we'll put you into battle.
The Slaughters will bat. And now just savour the lovely yellowing, sweat-stained impedimenta. And now, to open, Andy Poole, the winter worker, the summer cricketer, one of the Slaughterers Dumbleton respect and fear. Drinky, the city commuter, bowls to him. And oh, you wouldn't see that at Lord's, would you? Swinging clean across the line of the first ball. Skipper Alec Hopkins, the wicket-keeper, David Drinkwater, the bowler. And that's better, down towards the pond behind the gents. 4 runs for Andy Poole. Oh, he's bowled him. So the great Andy Poole out. The bowler, David Drinkwater. In comes Gerald Hathaway, the newsagent, member of a famous Cotswold cricketing family. Yes, off the mark. And soon the Slaughters climbed to the dizzy heights of double figures. Ominous. Meanwhile, bowling from the other end, the farmer, Dennis Baker. And there's another one, but is it a run out? No. Much local concern as the farmer bowls to the candlestick maker, Paul Lockie. And becoming a bit of a problem to Dumbleton is Mr. Lockie, the restorer of antiques. I wonder if he includes his pads among his antiques. Allen, the schoolboy, fielding. Baker, the farmer, bowling to Hathaway.
Well,
and he's bowled him. Well, Dumbleton's umpire trying desperately hard to look neutral, his Slaughter's counterpart, as though he were at a funeral. And in comes the number 4. Beautiful bit of country, isn't it? Dumbleton Hill. Ah, he's castled him as well. And if this were a test match, I can see the headlines now. Harvest for Farmer Baker. $20 for 3 and a deep depression over the Slaughters. But the candlestick maker's still there, Paul Lockie, and going well, I must say. Eric Giles, the Dumbleton vicar's here between services, but his presence seemingly induces no fear whatsoever in Mr. Lockie. Four more, surely. Time for Dumbleton's Alec Hopkins to get concerned. As indeed is his Uncle Vic in the pavilion. A local postman now, but in his day a player for Gloucestershire with the great Wally Hammond.
But the Warriors were in that, you see.
That's part of the joy of village cricket, of course, the characters on the periphery. Look at him. Russian, they tell me. And some are too young to understand, and some just stand and wait. Dumbleton's bowling really being put to the sword now, and of course, when you're down, your critics tend to open up.
Because Alex stands up, which is all very well, but you get an occasional stumping, but it's not so good for catching.
And with tea on the stove, and by the time Lockie's out, the Slaughters have built up a total by village standards not inconsiderable. 72 for 6.
That bloke was coming and kept doing that all the time. He batted bloody well. In the realms of respectability, yeah?
72 for 6, you understand, relieves the pressures of life. And young men's fancies can turn to other things.
Is that the one you said had... No. What? No.
And out in the middle, Dumbleton call on their schoolboy, Alan, to rally the ranks. The appeal unnecessary, the batsman's departure almost indecent in haste. And in comes the Slaughters' captain, Ray Mawson.
Well, they should be getting down now amongst the tail.
I'll give you back next time.
Good job, Lockie was out, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. Well, from your point of view.
Their dog's gone.
Never mind the dog, madam, just look at this for an attitude. They shall not pass. 2 captains in brown pads, a tableau of sartorial elegance. And another run for the Slaughters. The 100's up, with 3 wickets still to fall. And there's one of them, a genuine cow shot, justly rewarded. And the schoolboy bowls again.
Yes!
Bowling in the finest tradition of schoolboys, a yard too fast. Still, he's not bad. Here he comes again. The Slaughters' captain exercising his prerogative, issuing stern orders to run to the baker, Martin Collett. 113 for 8. Captain Hopkins, in a healthy baritone, announces that it's now 113 for 9. Last man in. Notice that black band bat? I reckon I've seen at least 5 slaughterers using that today. An encore for the schoolboy and his captain. The Slaughters all out, 114, and everything and everyone stops for tea. And after tea, out they come. Dumbleton need 115 to win. I suspect he'll have to do his stuff if the Slaughters are going to stop them. Farmer Baker opening the batting as well as the bowling, a privilege normally reserved for captains. And bang! There you see, you wouldn't get that at Lord's, would you? First ball and hit it as hard as you can. And now Baker has the strike at the other end. Oh dear. Yes, another utterly authentic cow shot, and from a farmer as well. So now Robert Poole, tail up now of course, to Chris Hawkins, the barman, who immediately redresses the balance and begins generally to give the Slaughters a bit of the stick. For a time, Dumbleton are riding high. Then Hawkins gets out, and now they're 49 for 2. 49 for 3. And here's the skipper, Alec Hopkins, and a mighty man is he. Hypocritical applause from the Slaughters. Captain Mosson to bowl, and now Hopkins, the non-striker.
Stop thinking ground.
Well, take that as a warning. That's something generally frowned on as not cricket. But then, this is village cricket and no holds barred. Now he bowls to Hopkins. And Alec may well scowl at the wicket because that ball never really left the ground after it pitched. And the groundsman would be for the chop if there was a groundsman, which there isn't. They do it themselves. And in comes the schoolmaster, John Evans. 61 for 4, 54 more needed, and now it's the turn of the Dumbleton folk to worry. But Eric Giles, back in his robes before evensong, restoring some semblance of tranquility. And apparently providing some sort of divine inspiration as well. Because I must say, this schoolmaster looks good. And so does his partner, David Watcott. Now I'm beginning to get slightly concerned about Eric the Vicar. You can hear the bells calling him to his own service, but he shows no signs of leaving.
Remember that when we played in the final up here, old Eric stayed to the end and he had to run like hell because he was 20 minutes late.
It appears he has a reputation for this sort of brinkmanship.
Overtime, see double time.
You want to catch it when he starts running, you see, at the last 5 minutes, 2 minutes before the service.
He got made off to a fine art.
Well, I agree. It would amount almost to sacrilege, wouldn't it, for a Dumbleton man to leave at a moment like this, with the game in the balance and Evans and Watcott still there. There's another nice shot. Almost worthy of a county player. And now, as the shadows start to lengthen, seems a new mood over the cricket ground. Here's village cricket with its teeth drawn. Dumbleton surely on their way to a win. Local superiority, peace and pleasure.
I bet Eric's trying to get that service over with quick in church there.
You'll just tell him that one joke and ring the bell, sing a hymn, and he'll be back again.
Oh, well done.
Dumbleton 113 for 4, and they need just 2 to win, and Evans to take the bowling. Well, there you are. You talk about what a good player he is, and he gets out like that when they need just a couple to win. Still, he's today's hero. 2 to win, Watcott facing. And that's it. And Dumbleton have won. Glory be. And now, back at the ranch, if I may make so bold about Dumbleton's pavilion, another cricketing convention gets underway, the beer up.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
The match they analyse in such loving detail wasn't a particularly good match at all by neutral standards, but this is part of the eccentricity. The match doesn't really matter now, it's become just the excuse, and the extroverts last the pace best. Dumbleton may well preen themselves, for this is their night. But in the huge Haig Championship, winning matters merely tonight and not at all for the future, and Dumbleton's time will come. In the next round, they visit a team called Stinchcombe Stragglers, and now Dumbleton get beaten, and soon Stinchcombe will lose too. And and then those who beat Stinchcombe will be beaten, and so on across Britain, until 2 teams out of 850 emerge to the final at Lord's. Village players tread where Hobbs and Bradman and Hutton trod. In 1977, a privilege accorded to the cricketers of Lindlemore in Lancashire and Cookley from Worcestershire. And one team, Cookley, become national champions. This is an occasion. Village cricket in the shop window.
Fantastic!
Yet, somehow again, not quite its heart. The heart of the village game remains in the villages, and there it beats fiercely and naturally every weekend. And where those who succeed go home late at night, in the manner of the man in that often quoted country diary handed down to us. Last Monday your father played at cricket and came home pleased enough, for he struck the best ball in the game and wished he had not anything else to do. He would play at cricket all his life.